Then this young lady, and I know I'm late on this response because this video was old. It was circulated by this young female talking about women in my age group, the 40 plus, because I'll be 47 in a couple of weeks. But she was basically saying the hairstyles that we shouldn't wear, that's not appropriate for us, like the side ponytails, the two ponytails, and I guess this half up, half down is not appropriate. That I have with a lot of these young women coming for us older women, which y'all call us Generation X, the 40 plus women. The problem that I have is that y'all all look old. Y'all all look old and haggard in the face. If you're going to signify on a specific group of people or person, make sure you look better than the people that you're trying to signify on. And y'all don't. You understand what I'm saying? The young lady that posted a video about the hairstyles that we shouldn't be wearing as older women, that chick looked like she can drink a whole fifth of Hennessy to the head, straight up, that she got 2 loose squares in her pocket. She just looked old and haggard. And a lot of the young women are looking this way because of that struggle love. Because that struggle love that y'all deal with. And y'all mad at us because we ain't putting up with that struggle love from these men. What I mean by struggle love is you all, the younger generation, these young women are allowing these men to manipulate them into believing that going 50-50 on bills is okay. That the only way to have a relationship with a man nowadays is to be able to contribute to bills in the household. First of all, we didn't contribute to no bills. You know, the men that we had, number one, we had them in their prime. Okay, they had their hairlines intact and they were in their prime, and it felt good for them to be able to provide for that lady. These men don't feel that way about y'all. So y'all out here struggling to keep up with a lifestyle and an image just to be able to have a man, and that man is dragging you. How dare he try to sit up there and manipulate you into believing that you got to pay half on bills in order to be in a relationship with him? That ain't no real love. A real man want to take care of his lady, and these men are not taking care of y'all. And that's why y'all out here drinking and popping pills. And I truly believe that's where the animosity comes from with these younger women towards the women in my generation, in my age group. Like I said, I'll be 47 in a couple of weeks. I will be damned if I go have a struggle love relationship, if I go half on bills with a man, because that's not what I come from. These younger women, that's all they know. That's all they know. So they think that it's okay. And then they get mad at us because we're not tolerating it. We don't have to go half 50-50. That's not where we come from. So some kind of way it created some type of animosity or jealousy for the older women. If that's not what we know and that's not what we're going to accept, why be mad? At least take a lesson and learn instead of always trying to attack us on some shit that y'all don't know nothing about because you out here paying 50-50. And for the men that try to manipulate and say, well, that's why you going to be single. That's why you going to be alone. You ain't married. You this and that. First of all, that is not an insult, because the men that are out here now, it is not a flex to be in a relationship and be married to any of these men with the mindset that they have now. The men in this generation do not feel obligated or a sense of responsibility towards the women that they deal with. They want to be in a roommate situation, but get head of the household privileges and respect. It don't work that way. If you need a woman's half to be able to sustain that household, then you are a roommate. You are not head of household. If you cannot 100% pay all of those bills, then you need to downgrade into a house or a lifestyle that you can 100% control. You all are out here trying to make it seem like we losing.
Now, let's be 100% real. The older generation of women are not without fault. They got their issues too, but I will say this: they are not as bad as the women that we see today. Of course, you had your freaknik women and all of them type of women back then, but those freaknik women probably was 2-3 out of 10 back then. It seems like the freaknik women of today is more of a 7-8 out of 10. Like, it seems like the worst women from the 70s and 80s, there was a small percentage of women who had those traits. But in 2023, man, come on, man, it's like more than half, bro. Most of these women are out here living their best life. The city girls, all of that, they doing it, man. But I will say this though, I got a video I'm about to show y'all right now to kind of showcase and prove her point. These women today are way more loose, and this is why they are aging faster than goddamn bread, milk, and cheese, bro. They aging bad. They aging in dog years because it's the Hennessy, it's the Casamigos, it's the weed, the ecstasy, the Molly. It's all of that stuff. And these women morals are messed up and they sleeping around and they building soul ties with this guy, that guy, that guy. Ran through. These women a different breed today.
How much do you expect the guy to spend on the first date? How much would you spend on the first date?
At least $500.
On the first date, about $1.
$150.
What would you get with the $150?
I mean, I like a decent meal.
This your wife?
Yes. How you doing, bro?
What's your name?
My name's John.
Are you his missus?
Yeah. What's going on, though, homie?
Why is your wife walking away?
You gotta pay to get my hair done, my nails done, my feet done.
So let me ask you this. If he pays for all that, right, and the date doesn't go good, are you going to refund him?
Hell no. You gotta spend how I look and I look good. So you gotta spend a good bag.
How much is that, though?
As much as I want him to.
I'd say $250.
$300.
So she lying.
A band? Cause my that good for a band. Like, what you talking about?
No. How much do you expect a guy to spend on the first date?
As much as he wants. At least 100. Like maybe like 120.
Don't spend no money on the
First date, at least 50.
What would you get with 50?
Steak.
steak costs almost $500 depending on where you at. $500.
If we're going to a nice dinner, at least $700. But if we're going to a regular dinner, $4 meat.
She said 7 bands.
Seven bands?
I said 5 bands.
For what? That's how you know she ain't never go on an expensive ass date talking about some 3,000, 7,000.
It's an option.
What about you?
Boy, don't be motherfucking barking. What you talking about? But me personally, I don't really care what we eat. I got food at home.
Say, bro, look, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. Hypothetically speaking, if I was looking to date or whatever, I wouldn't spend a whole lot of money simply for the fact I don't feel like I have to. Honestly, I really don't feel like I would have to spend a whole lot of money. One reason why is because if they even find out what I do or who I am, they're gonna be like, all right, cool, he probably got money. That's what they're gonna honestly assume. And one thing I know about women, when they know a dude got money and you don't come off like no sucker, no finessable type of guy, they don't even come at you with that bullshit. Bless the Cash App. They don't say stuff like that. They too scared to run you off. That's what it be at, bro. A lot of rich dudes that I know don't have the same problems that guys who have less money have. Like, I don't know why this happens, but dudes who work 9 to 5s, they got blue-collar jobs, and it's clear that's what they do. Let's say they post on Instagram that they work as a mechanic and stuff. A woman will be more inclined to ask him for $100, $200 Cash App or spend $200, $300 on a date than her meeting random basketball player, whatever. Let's say she runs into, you know, someone who clearly plays for the local city team. Let's say if you live in Philadelphia and you find out the guy plays for the 76ers. He's not an all-star, but he clearly got a little bread. She's probably not going to ask him for money off the rip because she's thinking a long game, like, I don't want to run this guy off. The guy who work a regular 9 to 5 to her, that's a dime a dozen, so he's expendable to her. You get what I'm saying? So that's my whole logic behind that.
Lay your head on our pillow.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Lay your head on our pillow. Lay it down. Lay it down. Lay me down.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm going to say is this, right? I don't want to necessarily jump to conclusions because the first place my mind did go to was, damn, that's kind of trifling because they was smashing on the same dude. Maybe it would happen during a threesome, whatever. My mind went left quickly, but they could have became friends after the fact, but it still doesn't change the fact that, guess what? Y'all both got pregnant for a guy who obviously is sexually irresponsible, and just me making an educated guess, I don't think he's gonna be the stand-up type of dad that a child would need. With that being said, this is how you turn into baby mamas, and this is what affects the community in a really messed up way. It is what it is, man. I find it hard to believe that this guy is gonna be a stand-up father. I don't care what nobody says.
I cannot take that. I can't take no more. I can't take no more. Man, I'm sick of these hoes. I'm so sick of these hoes. I can't take no more. I can't be a hero. I can't say these hoes. Real player